In today's Midday Fix, from specialty drinks to the main course at dinner, we're learning how to get the most out of your crock pot this holiday season. So we're here with the wine guys, Mike DeSimone and Jeff Jensen, who have this spectacular wine book that we love. But you are actually making the wine in the crock pot and the meal and the dessert.
That's right.
We always figure if you can drink it, you might as well cook with it too. Why not, right?
Right.
But we decided to do something fun. You know, it's the holidays, and it's, you know, it's a little bit cooler here in Chicago than the rest of the world.
Yes.
So we have a sangria that we like cold in the summertime, but we warm it up in the wintertime.
This is such a great idea because sangria you typically think of as a summer drink.
Exactly.
But it's so good. Why not enjoy it in the winter?
Exactly. And this is EPA, which is from California. So it's California red wine, some fruit juices, some pomegranate juice, and some spices. But I'm going to spice it a little bit more. I have some cloves here. And this is a coffee filter, like, you know, typical coffee filter. Some sliced ginger. You know, this way you don't have this all over your crock pot, you know?
Right.
And just drop it in.
Well, also you're not ladling cloves into people's glasses.
Exactly.
So everything, you just pull that out when it's all done.
Speaking of
There goes a tooth.
That's right.
So I ladled a little bit of this before we started. So
you just poured the EPA in, some oranges, and some of the spice. How long did you let it heat up?
You don't want to, well, here's the deal. If you let it heat up too much, all the alcohol evaporates out. So if you want to serve this to people who aren't going to drink a lot, it's great because the alcohol does evaporate. But 20 minutes or so, you just want to warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd start at 20 minutes before your guests come over. And the great thing about EPA is it's pre-mixed. When you're making your own sangria, you've got to figure out how much syrup, how much juice, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes. All right, I'm going to taste some of this. You put a little cinnamon stick in there when you serve it.
Don't let it hit you in the nose.
I know, that's to take it out here.
That's really nice.
Oh, that's perfect for the holidays.
Nice and warming,
I feel left out.
And
Cheers.
Cheers.
And it doesn't really feel like sangria, although it has that wonderful flavor to it.
Exactly.
Some of these mulled wines, I think, are a bit strong.
They're too strong, and you have too many spices, and they just don't taste good. This tastes really good.
And
it's easy to do.
Right,
all right, so now that we have our cocktails, we can make dinner.
Right, so what we have here are 3 different Cuisinart multi-cookers. Called. So these actually do a lot of different things. You can roast in them, you can brown, you can steam, and you can slow cook. So, and a lot of people think that they should only use that for like chili, stews, that kind of thing. We're making a pork roast in here today.
So why don't you show the pork roast? I'm going to check on the dessert here.
Okay, so actually this is just a pork shoulder. The recipe calls for a loin of pork, and we actually created this recipe just for today's segment. So we wanted something fun for WGN
and for Chicagoland
For
and
our fabulous viewers who will make this. I'm going to make this week. Why not?
Salt on there, and then I've got some rosemary, and you can just put the rosemary on just like this, or crush it with the salt in a mortar and pestle if you want to do that. Give it a little bit more
or put
flavor.
It in your blender or food
and I have
processor.
some pressed garlic here, and I'm just going to rub that in. And I've already got some sliced onions and a little bit of broth in the slow cooker. This is really simple. I put this in here. We keep this on medium. I put the lid on. And this is going to cook for 6 to 8 hours. And when it's done, there we have this beautiful pork roast. So basically, if you're having company over, right, you can start this, and you can set the table, you can wrap presents, you can do whatever you have to do.
I'm putting this on when I go to work. 8 hours later, I come home, dinner is served, kids. How easy is that?
Exactly.
It's a great way to entertain.
And now you're doing dessert.
Dessert as well.
So this is a slow cooker apple crisp. And most people think about using, you know, their slow cooker to do, you know, savory foods. I like to do sweet things in it. So this is an apple crisp. It's really easy. It's butter, cinnamon, apples, some oatmeal, and a little bit of this Redemption rye. Now, Redemption rye is a rye that's made in Indiana, but then it's barrel aged in Kentucky.
Okay.
So we added a little bit, but it's the holidays. Let's add just a little bit more.
Well, actually, before you added that, if people are concerned about cooking with alcohol and serving to the whole family, the alcohol evaporates.
Right,
so
that's what you were mentioning with the first
prior to that, we can serve this to children.
Yeah, do not serve this to children right now.
If you don't have slow cookers, if you don't have this many slow cookers, call your friends and borrow them. That's what I do, but we trade them all the time. So thank you so much. From drinks to dinner to dessert.
Why not?
Mike and Jeff's latest book is called Wines of California. This is the deluxe edition. If you want more and some other ideas, you can visit worldwineguys.com, and we'll have the link on our webpage at WGNTV.com/midday.